Hi everyone, and welcome back to Manda T and Me. Today begins what I believe is our 12th adventure, or 12th episode in Eastshade. As you remember last time, we finally got to meet the mysterious architect of Lindau, and now know for sure there's not a ghost in the tower. So I'm going to hop in and see if I can get us a little bit closer to our glowstone goal, and hopefully kick us off in the right direction. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. So I guess the quest isn't exactly complete, but let's go ahead and maybe we can talk to our friend Ingov down here.
The one who dwells in the tower is the architect of New Lindau, the one who designed the beautiful buildings, the one who has been missing for years now. Maybe this is for the best. Perhaps it's time someone talked to him. And maybe it's best if it's an outsider. I think deep down, he doesn't want to be living in the tower. He is rash, and he is proud. Will you talk to him? I'll leave the door unlocked for you.
Oh, that's weird. That's the same interaction that we had last time. Maybe he doesn't have any more dialogue for us. Maybe we can talk to some people in town.
My cousin is so full of energy. One day he's flapping around like a bird, and the next he's jumping everywhere, claiming to be a frog.
That sounds about right. Maybe I'll have more options now?
His disappearance was all very mysterious. I don't believe anyone's seen him in a long time.
Alright. Hi, buddy. I don't know, it never gets old. He's just so cute. Definitely took the wrong path. It's alright though. These guys. Maybe we have to give it some time. Kind of like the apothecary, where it was like, okay, it's been like a day, but it wasn't exactly a day. So we'll let that float for a while. But I do believe we have some feathers. We do. We have 15. Pardon me. Excuse me. I'm pretty sure I've sneezed in almost every one of the last, 5 videos I've posted. Even with medicine, my allergies are just angry this year. Maybe he knows more.
Ah, that would be Azad. A brilliant, brutally honest, and highly misunderstood man. Undoubtedly too curt for his own good. Perhaps that's why many Lindau folk found it difficult to maintain amicable relations with him.
Oh, well that's new. Thanks. I'm wondering if we shouldn't spend just a little bit of our glowstone hoard at this point and see if we can carry on with our quest to find big pops. Because it's going to take a little while to collect, enough scragweed and all sorts of stuff to buy the sealant. And I'd rather hang out with you guys than just kind of grind by myself. I mean, I still will a little bit just to move things along. And I am still extremely determined to get that that achievement. But maybe we can deviate from course just a little bit. Also, it'll give the world a chance to replenish some of its scragweed. Because as you can see, it's pretty gone. And these guys aren't. I guess I can wander around a little bit. I'm sure that wouldn't hurt. So how are you guys doing? At the time of this recording, it is now May. I do record quite a bit in advance. I think that's just an efficiency thing for me, since I do have a full-time job in the world outside of Eastshade. So you probably won't be seeing this until like June or July, but it's May now. We've had several 90-degree plus days in Central California already, and I don't know if I'm loving it. It's a little bit dry. We had a very dry winter here, so I think that's part of the reason that I'm so snuffy. But I know some people, not just here in the US, but everywhere, have had just rotten weather. There, at the time of this video, there have also been some recent earthquakes. We had one. It was closer to Nevada, but you could still feel it in the valley. I didn't necessarily feel it, but it woke me up, and I was like, oh, I've woken up. I guess it's time to use the bathroom. And then went back to bed, like, I don't know, oblivious, I guess. Inky caps. I wonder if we can continue to sell those to the cartographer. We should try. I feel like everybody needs something. And we need glowstones for sealant. So, also at the time of this recording, because it is May, some of you may have noticed from my banner art, which I would like to point out, as childish it is, I'm very proud of it. I made it myself. But the zebra striping is very much intentional. The term zebra, it's referenced in an episode of House, where he talks about when you hear hooves, think horses, not zebras, but in my life it's quite the opposite. I was born with a genetic condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and it is genetically similar to osteogenesis imperfecta, or brittle bone disease, except instead of having abnormal bone development, I have abnormal connective tissue development, because my body doesn't know how to make collagen right. So I've kind of covered up with makeup, but a couple weeks ago I had a little blemish on my chin, but it cause really horrible scarring and trauma under the skin, even though I took really good care of it. So it'll take months for that to heal. Frequently I had serious bruises, or I just fall for no reason. Unfortunately, that's just the product of having very lax tendons. While it's definitely always been a frustration for me, there are people who have way worse situations with the disease. So May is Ehlers-Danlos and Hypermobility Spectrum Disorder Month. There's actually a push to get it to be to make May officially Awareness Month for that umbrella of conditions. So wear a zebra pin. Now I know there are a couple rare types of cancer that also use the same type of ribbon. And then there is a month dedicated specifically to rare diseases and conditions. But yeah, so you'll see that pop up every once in a while. Yeah, so just a little something. If you are not familiar with the condition or any of its sibling conditions, I would highly recommend checking out some really interesting information about it. The Mayo Clinic has some great information, and of course the EDS Society has its own selection of papers, both for laymen and for medical professionals. So good stuff. I am clearly distracted. I was just seeing if I could grab some scragweed, but while we were here, I wanted to go see if our friend would like to buy some more ink from us. I mean, I don't know if she'll want it, but if not, more for us, right? We'll just make a whole bunch of mushroom tea, and I think I've gone the wrong way. Ooh, eclipse time! Okay, I've definitely gone past the Eyrie. It should just be right here, but I keep missing the path, although the darkness cast by the eclipse isn't helping. There we are. So I am curious to know if there are any other zebras in the comments, anyone watching, and what has your experience been like with it? Put that down below. I'll be looking for that.
Thanks again for the inky caps. I can finally get some work done now.
I guess not.
See you.
Okay, more for us. Away we go. Well, let's head to Nava, and we will get ourselves a fishing pole. Emmy's doing a great job guarding the city from mischief. These two guys. Chicken. I love the blue and yellow chicken so much. Alright, let's see our fish friend. But she's going to be very excited to talk about fish. Always.
What crunchy scales, scrumptious raw fish. I can't wait until dinner time.
Oh, so we can sell fish to her. Okay, that's kind of what I was hoping. So we're going to go ahead. We are going to buy this fishing rod. And away we go. So I think this is going to work kind of like a nesting doll, where we're going to have to land the small fish, and then with the small fish we'll have to oh, maybe that's what the eggs are for. Maybe they're bait. But I think we're going to have to catch a small fish to catch the bigger fish, to catch the big fish, to catch the really big fish. So let's go head out. I think it's kind of around the bend from Mudwillow's mirror, and then just short of the tower over there. When I was in school, I really didn't play video games. I really didn't have the opportunity to. I played The Sims a little bit, that kind of thing. But it wasn't until after I graduated that I was able to kind of get back into video games. And for a long time, I was just simply amazed how anyone could get around. Look at these guys, so in a hurry, going nowhere. But I was so amazed that people could like navigate into worlds like this without a map, without, you know, any sort of direction, and know where they're going. And while I struggle with it still, I'm much better at it than I used to be. So we have a pole. That's where she is. Now, the last couple times we went to the apothecary, we were able to see actual schools of fish in the water. See, we can see them there. So let's go ahead and... Perfect. I used to really enjoy playing fishing when I was a kid. Okay, so that was not a good place to put that. I'm sure this is going to be riveting for you guys. Probably should have checked the book to see what kind of bait to use. They're going away. Okay, hold on. We've got a book. That's a journal, not a book. Books. No? Oh, maybe it was in her journal. Maybe it was not a book, though. Alright, well, let's try some inky caps. Oh, that toxic tuber thing is one as well? Or I think that's what that is. Okay, that's not gonna do anything. Alright, whatever these guys are, they are not interested in my bait. So let's go farther down here. Those are like the little blue guys. Maybe they're medium blue guys? Steak. But I know we've seen fish over here for sure, because I commented that one was like flopping out of the water. Let's try an egg again. These guys seem too big to be interested in eggs. Okay, let's try... Okay, that wasn't it either. There's a lot of these blue stripy guys over here. I thought we saw brown fish at one point too. I'll figure it out. Well, there's someone fishing over here. Maybe she's had luck. Oh, these are different. Or maybe they're like the other ones. I don't know. Oh! Nice. Okay, I did remember correctly. So that's why we find eggs. Guess I'll do this until I run out of eggs. So that's the plan. I'm gonna do this until I run out of eggs. And then we'll move on to bigger fish. They are really aggressive. Oh. Okay, so I think we are in fact out of that kind of bait. And we are. So let's go ahead and we will see if they respond to mushrooms. And they do. This is so much easier and feels more rewarding than fishing in Ark. If you guys have ever played Ark. I really just enjoy the fishing aspect. I mean, it doesn't have to be as simplistic as this or Minecraft, but I don't know, I feel like when you have a mini game within a game that it should feel rewarding. But even when you sit over like giant schools of fish, it's just kind of dull. I think how you actually interface with it with the you know, WSAD keys plus I think QE, Z, and C is fine. Oop. I don't know, like, the frequency for which you get loot is really low. Even catching a fish, you can have the right bait and basically throw it on top of the fish's head and they don't respond to it. So at least there's a certain logic, I guess. And I do know from the first time I played that your line will snap if you're too aggressive with it, which is kind of why I'm just tapping the left mouse button. Just kind of... It's like real life, you just kind of have to be real ginger with it, especially with like smaller fish, because they'll spook real easy. man, this has been a heck of a fishing trip here. Look at look at that one. It's going. Okay, so we're out of that kind of bait now. Now I know it is dark, but I'm very, very curious to see what we can catch with our new buddies. Now I know eventually we're going to need a decent amount of bait to catch big pops, but I don't think we can catch sandfish on this side anyway. So I'd be much more interested in seeing if we can just sell some fish for now. It doesn't seem to affect our inspiration at all, which is always a concern. Oh yeah, these are different. Oh, we got a thunder trout. Nice. Oh. I do like that they're a little tougher. The minnows are quite easy to catch. If it was like a rainbow trout in real life, this guy would have just like shot straight out instead of doing these little curly guys. If it was a bass, it would have sunk straight to the bottom. And then get your line tangled in like a tree trunk or some debris. Oh, this is going quite well. I hope you guys are enjoying some night fishing. Oh, he's tough. Oh, look at him go. Oh, I thought it was too fast or too slow with that one. Oh, he's really pulling. I like that you can see the schools of fish, and then we're not just like, we're not just like blindly just chucking bait into a river and hoping for the best. Trying to keep my bait away from the lily pad because the shadow from the night really blocks my ability to see where my bobber is. Oh, they got my bait. if I had to, I don't know, compare these guys to like real world fish, I would say these guys fight a whole lot more like carp. Carp are, well, they're mid-sized fish. They are related to goldfish, and they live in a lot of places, although I'm sure lots of places, lots of fish and game places stock them, but they tend towards the bottom, not like all the way to the bottom like catfish, but they tend towards the bottom. They get pretty hefty. You definitely need something, you need a medium weight pole for freshwater. They like stinky bait. You definitely need heftier line too. Nothing too heavy. When I went fishing like with my family, we would use like a braided line. Sometimes it's a little harder to tie a hook and lead with, just because the ends will fray a little bit. But you can get a much stronger line than if you're using monofilament. But these guys behave very much like carp, where they kind of, I don't know, try to, I know they're trying to get the hook out, but it's almost like they're trying to steal back your fishing pole. So, and they're fine food-wise. I mean, you have to consider the health of the water source you're fishing in anyway before really eating anything that you catch. But carp is fine. It does taste a little like catfish, probably because they have a similar diet. It's not as bony as like bluegill or sunfish, other kinds of panfish. They're fine to clean. But yeah, just the way they kind of curl around, and I know the minnows had a very similar sort of style, just less erratic, but they kind of remind me of carp. It was kind of a slow episode, guys, but I am just having a blast sitting out here fishing. It's probably been 10 years since I've been like fishing. I think at a certain point, because of the health of, some of our waterways, especially in warmer places, isn't so great. And I think after a certain point, I realized that all the things I like about fishing are actually the things I like about hiking and camping without like the catch and release part of it. So, I don't know. Sit out in a canoe or in a chair and talk to your friends or whoever, and that's the more appealing part, I think, of it. I mean, certainly there's enjoyment in the skill of landing the fish to begin with, but the best part is just hanging out. And it's just like this, and it's quiet, because the best time of day to go fishing is either, I'm guessing, if we were talking about mammals, they would be crepuscular, dawn and dusk. So it's quiet like it is here, and it's cool. That's another fish. Do you see that? Oh, that was weird. Okay. I'll try to highlight it when I edit this. It was just, I don't know. This one's really fighting me. This is the first time that the line has really turned orange. And that's how the game shows tension. It's white when it's lax, and then it turns yellow, gold. But if it starts turning orange, you have to back off because the tension is too high and your line can snap. And by the time it gets to red, it's too late. Like I said, that's kind of why I'm just tapping my left mouse button. Again, you just kind of, it's just like with a regular fishing line where you just kind of just tap and tap and tap the reel and just make sure it, snug enough to hold on to the fish, but not so tight that you're going to snap your line, lose your bait, lose your rig, lose your rod. I always thought fly fishing was fascinating because not just the challenge of it, but there's a certain grace to it that real fishing just doesn't have. It really is kind of a delicate sport. I live fairly close to a river, and sometimes on a Sunday morning you can see a whole bunch of people standing out on the sandbar, and they're just fly fishing, and it's beautiful to see just one person do it, but there's something about a whole bunch of people just out there and just kind of the graceful movement that fly fishing demands. And I'm glad to live in a place where people are active and very outdoorsy. I wish I had the ability to do certain outdoor activities that I really struggle to do now. But I definitely get out for walks, and there's enough protected area nearby to really go to some beautiful places. So I can complain about the heat, I can complain about the dry weather, but I really do enjoy living here. It's just different. Oh, it is late. Let's find, actually, we can just head back to Nava. And we'll see any scragweed on the way. Oh, collecting more bait. That's what we need. More bait. Oh, guys, I feel like I'm better at fishing this time around. So I'm pretty excited about that. Oh, wait, did I see? Yep. It's kind of nice to know that, like, each ingredient is worth more than just a fetch quest. If that makes sense. Like getting the egg for the water fox. Like, the game could have just stopped there. There could have been one spawn location for an egg conveniently nearby, and that's what it would take, to lure the water fox. But instead, we have all these other opportunities as well. And I don't know if you noticed, but one of my bait options was that last toxic tuber in my inventory. And I thought that was really funny. I kind of want to hold on to it just because it's so bizarre, as an ingredient. No. Okay, right now I'm only finding roots. I think I've collected all the obvious scragweed. I remember she said that you would find it around the base of the great tree and other trees in the shade. Oh! I feel like those just spawned in right before our eyes. And some eggs. Oh, this is awesome. There's something to be said about, you know, the darkness and the low contrast at night. It does make the icons for items very bright, kind of like drinking Mudwillow's tincture. Oh no, that's too meta, but... And I feel like I always have to stop and just admire this view. I mean, look how just how misty and magical that is. Like, the city is asleep, and then this couple, I mean, they're always here, but just picnicking at literally any hour of the day is just absolutely romantic and wonderful. Just because of bugs and inconvenience, we don't do it outside very often, but my partner and I will lay out a towel or blanket, like a throw blanket, on our bed, and we will have afternoon picnics in our room. Like, we'll just open up the windows and watch something cozy on TV or just talk, and so we picnic. We just picnic inside, but I don't know. It's just kind of a fun, like, tradition we started doing. And, like, we don't really eat in our bedroom, like, regularly in that way. Like, coffee and such are taken downstairs. But there is something about, like, having a bowl of fruit, or I like my tea, and just sit and talk and catch up and laugh about dumb stuff. And I'm pretty sure that's just what life is, and I love it. It's a good life, at least. But sometimes my partner will come home and be like, let's picnic today. I'm like, alright. So, speaking of picnics, what are your favorite picnic foods? Put them down below. I would say, like, easy sandwiches are definitely a favorite. Growing up with a lot of, like, mom and pop, like, sandwich shops, I'm partial to the like, hoagie. And of course you have to cram potato chips inside, or, I mean, your sandwich is just not complete. Yeah, sandwiches, like, chips on the side is nice. Chips inside, that's the stuff. Dill pickle on the side is fine. When I was a kid, I, like, didn't want anything on my sandwich. Dry sandwich, ham, cheese, nothing else. Softest roll possible. And now as an adult, I'm just like, put all the things on the sandwich. I definitely tend towards, like, I don't know, things you would find on a charcuterie board. So, hot salami, or the plethora of Italian cheeses. Although I do like a good smoked Gouda. Just lettuce, tomato, too many onions, like, bring it on. Usually what I'm doing is like taking my sandwich apart and eating it piece by piece, which kind of defeats the purpose of eating a sandwich, but what can I say? Let's go up here. I don't think I was like a super picky kid with food, but there are definitely things I didn't like that I tolerated just because, you know, you're a kid and that's what's available. But I definitely had a moment in my 20s when I was like, wait, I buy my own food now. I'm financially responsible for my own food. I am responsible for feeding myself. I don't have to eat things I really don't love anymore. It's not even just food I don't like, because if you're in like a work meeting or you're at someone's house and you don't love the food, obviously, like, it's impolite to refuse anything you don't have like an allergy to, or like a religious reason for not consuming, but they're just things I don't love, and so I don't buy them. It's my money and what I put in my mouth. I generally prefer only things I really enjoy, and now I realize I sound like the food critic from Ratatouille. But anyway, I don't like food. I love food. I love it. But yeah, I don't like nuts. I don't like peanut butter. And definitely as a kid, I was more heavy on the J and a PB&J, and get away with the minimal amount of peanut butter possible. And I just one day was like, I don't have to eat that anymore. I do, however, like, there's a couple like sunflower seed or mixed seed butters out there that are pretty good. I think just because seeds have like a milder taste. They're not as oily as nuts, but I like putting like seed butter in a tortilla and then just like lightly like browning it, like pan frying it, like, I don't know, like a weird like sunflower seed butter roll up thing. It's a really nice comfort food. I recommend it with like a warm tea, not like a really dark black tea, but something in, you know, something mild and medium, like an English breakfast. And oh man, is that a cozy feeling. Now I'm kind of getting hungry, because I work graveyard most of the time. I frequently record by getting up I sleep in, mind you, but I get up about 3-4 o'clock on a Saturday morning and record. It's cooler this time of day. I don't have to worry about my teeny office getting too warm or anything like that, but I also know that I'm not disturbing anyone in the house or the neighbors, so yeah. Also, it's when I'm most fresh and awake and probably have the best commentary I'm ever going to have for you guys. At least at the time of this recording, I've been streaming on Friday evenings, and yeah, I take a nap beforehand. But I also know that like streaming at a time of day when no one else would watch it would not be like the most fun for people, or they just wouldn't come and hang out, so I'm okay with that. Gosh, I love this natural arch here. So I think we're getting there. Just kind of just wander around looking for stuff while I'm waiting for the shops to open. This is obviously going to be another like more than one day episode, but I will trim it down so it's watchable. Promise. Oh, that was a nice touch. Do you guys hear that? I didn't hear it on the other one, but that little, like, piece of flooring or ramp or something there just has, like, the perfect little doot doot doot, like, wooden sound. Well, guys, we,
What crunchy scales.
lost a whole lot of
Scrumptious raw
footage.
fish. I
Um,
can't wait until dinner time.
okay, so let's go ahead and just see. Did we actually buy a fishing rod yet? We didn't. Oh my god. So there's a whole lot of footage
What
that
crunchy
just I've
scales.
lost. I will get us
Scrumptious
caught
raw
up. I will
fish.
record as I go.
I can't wait until
Um,
dinner time.
Yeah, that kind of stinks. Alright guys, well I just recouped about 40 minutes of progress. You didn't really miss much. So I have a bunch of scragweed, or a decent amount of scragweed, so let's go ahead and turn that in. And then we'll head to Nava. Glad she's an early riser.
Do you have any weeds for me, traveler?
Yes, I have 19 of them. Sweet. Okay, so that's pretty good. That got us up over 300. I don't want to ruin it, like surprise-wise, but I think you'll be impressed by the amount of trout I caught this time around. I was a little bit better at fishing. Probably because I was so focused on recovering all that time lost. Yeah, it was very frustrating. So let's go ahead, and speaking of frustrations, let's go ahead and save. Wow, guys. Now, I know I originally said that in this episode we were going to Dreamland, but I just... not finishing the sealant quest has really just been kind of on my mind, and I know that to accomplish it, it was really a matter of just some grinding, and I just felt it was kind of silly that that's what was holding us back from moving forward with some of the game. So let's go visit our fishmonger friend, and yeah. By the way, I also came back with an egg and 7 inky caps, so we do have a little bit of bait to kind of start the process over. Also, I have 87 roots. Seems like a lot. Oh yeah, kind of gave it away, but I caught 31 trouts. It took a second, but I only lost my bait like 3 times, so I figured the ratio is pretty good. Almost ran right into her, and there she is.
What crunchy scales. Scrumptious raw fish. I can't wait until dinner time.
And now you don't have to. Okay, so ideally I don't want to sell more than we need to, but let's at least get what we need here. Oh, 400? Okay, and let's... sell 2 more. And then we have like a little bit put away. Which means now we can buy sealant. I'm so excited for this. You guys have no idea. Like, yeah, I don't even know how to express how excited I am. It's gonna take some time for us to recoup the amount of glowstones required, but now that we have a fishing rod, it's less of a big deal now because, you know, eggs and mushrooms are free, and yeah. And here he is.
Howdy.
Hi, one glowstone guy. How about that sealant?
Would you like to buy some sealant? It'll be 500 glowstones.
Yes.
Holy moly, gotta say, I didn't expect you would have the dough.
Achieves!
Usually the people who buy my stuff are either rich folk or businesses in a pinch.
Alright. Goodness, that feels so good. Oh, except for the 500 glowstones that we just gave away. But it's not about the money, right? So now we can finish something we started a long time ago. Alright, Bojan, teach us your secrets. But definitely next time we'll be going to Dreamland. I'm pretty sure. Just because now, yeah. We should also go back and see if we can just give him the password to the club. Like, that just seems nice. It'd be nice to learn how to make sealant, though. Alright, Bojan.
Hello, good friends. Where have you left?
Oh wait, maybe it's not Bojan, maybe it's Anya. Maybe?
What can I do for you?
Oh wait, could we have just made this all along?
Mind the plants underfoot!
Well, let's go ahead and just make a crud ton of twine. Oh, I'm not really sure if I'm ready to put down my raft. Maybe we can pick it up? Okay, we can pack it. We have a raft. Okay. I'm not really sure why we came all the way down here for that. I'm sorry. Let's see if we can give our friend the password to the Roots Club anyway. It seems sporting. Thanks for hanging in there with me, guys. Like, seriously. I've been a little all over the place this episode. But we have a raft. Like, that seems like such a big deal now. Know how to fish. We've gone fishing. A lot of fishing. here? Or am I one short? I think I'm one short, but that's okay. I think we can just walk around the back anyway. There we are.
Life is good here in Nava.
It is.
Would you like to buy some sealant? It'll be
No.
500 glowstones.
Here's the password.
No kidding. Well, smack me in the bloom sack and call me a teacup. Better than the glowstones, if you ask me. Much obliged. Here you go.
Oh, so it's 500 for one. Interesting. So just being kind. There you go. Oh, I'm glad we went back. Alright, so let's wrap this up and prepare ourselves to go to Dreamland. Now he can go too. That seems nice. I think the tunnel is around here. And then we go under the city. Yes. Oh, look at him being so nervous. Friend, it's
Hello again. Thanks for rounding up those poisonous veggies. What a shock. I was able to explain it to the market council. They said I've got one more chance. Could you believe that? I've got my eyes on the prize this time. No more mix-ups.
good for you. That's a big mix-up, buddy. Gorgeous. Alright guys, and here we are. Alright guys, well thanks for hanging in there today. I know it was a long one. I'll trim it down a little bit. I can't believe the game crashed again, but then again it's done it twice before, so maybe I shouldn't be so surprised. If you are enjoying the series, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And as always, happy sipping!